Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap, Let Light Unite show on UPRN Radio. And this is Friday night. November 15th, 2019. Well, guys, tonight we are going to do more energy work and really take advantage of Mercury in retrograde because it's really working to our advantage. And I'm going to go through that in a minute. But we're going to do energy work, again, calming the fires in Australia and Borneo and Africa and California, anywhere else there's raging fires. Give some attention to the Arctic poles. That's our earth work. And then we're going to do some energy work geared towards Stephen Miller and, of course, Trump. And if we have time, Mitch McConnell. And again, energy work to help the U.S. waken. Now, today I've got something special going on for the holidays. We are having a book giveaway, The Aliens Among Us. So if you're the 40th person to call, email, or write in on UPRN Radio, go to their Facebook page, or you can send them an email at icar at cox.net. Or you can give them a call at 504-273-7379. And you have to answer this question: when was William Shatner born? And if you are the 40th person, you too will get a free Aliens Among Us book. Good luck, guys. The clock is ticking, and I hope you're the 40th person. Now, as I said, Mercury in retrograde, and if you don't know what that is, it can be a pretty tough time where appointments don't want to come together, communication problems, your car can break down, the computer can give you trouble, your phone. It's not a time to start anything new. And they say don't sign contracts, don't start a new relationship, because a lot of times when Mercury goes direct, everything falls apart. Now, there is always that rare instance where, things can work out, but I don't know. You're spinning the roulette wheel with that one, guys. And if it was me, I wouldn't. And wait till you're out of retrograde. So we're out of retrograde on the 20th, and then we have the curve, okay? 3 days of curve. So, you've got to really be vigilant. Now, this is a time not for starting things new, but for completing things and getting unfinished business taken care of. I have to say, one of our biggest unfinished businesses on the earth plane is Donald Trump, don't you think? So I'm going to show you and give you some examples how Mercury in retrograde is working for us and not Donald Trump. Okay. Well, I know some of this I've said before, and some is new. Some is old, some is new. But, when you add it up, it's pretty impressive. Okay, so Trump did get a $3 million fine from the federal judge because of how him and his family, had a really illicit charity. And he screwed everybody and kept the charity money for himself. The impeachment hearing started. Yay! And real quick, Betsy DeVos, the Secretary of Education, she was fined $100 million for her shenanigans of fining students after she was court ordered not to. And then she added a few extra students in. That's the reptilian way. And then CPS, for what they're doing and all their illicit, illegal, what they're doing with children and immigrants, they're being fined $50,000 a day. Now, these are from federal judges. So we got to keep giving them a lot of energy so that they're actually clear and they can make really good decisions on what is really just and fair. And it's really just and fair that Trump gets put in his place. And talk about getting put in his place. Now he is going out into the mass general public, and the public is finally speaking their truth. And we've been working on this, you know what I mean? So first he was booed at a big public stadium. It was a football game. He wasn't expecting that one, and it was very loud. So his handlers decided, hey, we'll take him to a mixed martial arts match. Now those dudes have got to support Trump. Well, he got booed. Yay, people are speaking. So now that his handlers decided, oh, we can try it again. We can have him go to the Alabama college football game because everybody is red down there. And the university came out and told people that if they booed for Trump, they would actually lose their seats. Like, who cares? But these people did. So anyway, when Trump did show up, and we did work on this, by the way, okay? And what happened was everybody cheered for him and said, yay, Trump, you are just wonderful and awesome. And then Alabama went to lose their winning streak and they lost the game. So Trump, in that instance, was considered a jinx. Like, yeah, that's just as good as being booed, right? Then he shows up at the Veterans Parade. Why? Because he likes parades, even though he's never been a veteran and he lied to get out of doing any kind of service, military service, but he had to show up at the parade. And after he screwed all the veterans out there, he was booed. Now it gets better. So Don Jr. came out with a book called Triggered. Good name, right? So he was at a college and the audience was filled with right-wing, I love you, Trumpy people. But Trump Jr. and his girlfriend actually got booed off the stage because they wouldn't take any questions. I mean, booed to where they left the stage. Yay! And this is from the right-wingers. And then we can also go to Eric's wife, Laura Trump, who went to a college to give a speech, and she was booed. So the masses are finally speaking their minds and letting the Trump family know what they feel and how they feel about them, which we've also been doing energy work. So yay, thank you guys. I just wanted to share this with you because it is important to know that for me, to get a little bit of confirmation that the energy work we're doing is working. So, all right, let's do some energy work. Go get your crystal. And while you're getting your crystal, I'm going to take a quick drink. This crystals amplifier work. And if you can see behind me, oh, that is my 1,000-pound Smoky Quartz Celestial Earth Keeper. That's the largest crystal in Hawaii. And she's amplifying what we're doing tonight. All right. So for those of you that are going to participate, I want you to sit straight up, put your feet flat on the floor, and put your hands in your lap right now like you're going to receive, because you are, and start taking some deep breaths. I want you to inhale light and exhale out everything that no longer serves you, and imagine all that unwanted energy going through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with more of your divine essence. So do that till I tell you to stop. So as you're doing that, I surround each and every one of you in a bubble of golden flame. I add to that the blue flame of protection, the violet flame of transmutation, the green flame of healing, and I seal you in the pink flame of love. And I call to all your teachers, guides, masters, and all the divine beings that work with you and invite them to this energy circle to amplify what we're doing. and to really make this a solid circle. So imagine we're in this big stadium. You're holding people's hands to the right and to the left. We've got these big circles. There's a big crystal in the center. It's going to amplify our work. And we're going to put a bubble of light over that when we start doing the energy work. Right now, I want you to feel yourself reconnect to the Creator and all that incredible high energy come pouring into your body, flowing all the way down your arms, out your hands, down your legs, out your feet into the planet, and connecting with all the trees through their roots. And really, we're going to re-energize the trees while we're doing this. Energy circle. Multitasking. Now allow that energy to flow down your right arm, out your right hand, and the person that you're holding the hands, and imagine that energy going into the circle to the right. And as it flows to the right, we call to all the other gods and goddesses of light, the archangels, air, earth, fire, and water, all the old ancient cultures responsible for holding light on the planet, the Aborigines, the Kahunas, the medicine men and women, to join our circle and amplify our work even more. Now we're going to send the energy to the left, and as the energy flows to the left, the circle is closed, so only that which is light may enter. We're again going to invite the trees to come in and really take our energy, send it into the earth through your roots so the earth can remain stable and hold her form and shape. And through the branches, let the energy go out so all humankind can feel it and really become awakened spiritual beings filled with joy. So let's call to all the rock stones, crystals, minerals, all the earth keepers on the planet, and we invite them in to lock in with our big earth keeper in the center and amplify our work over 100,000-fold. We call to all the grids, ley lines, meridians, domes, obelisks, pyramids, all the sacred and holy spots on the planet. Lock in to this divine circle. And I'm going to ask that anybody that participates, Mother, Father, let them receive a healing. And then guide us into doing not our will, but thy will be done. So be it. All right, so take a deep breath. Again, feel yourself connect with Creator. More high energy comes pouring into your crown chakra, flows through your body. And now, in your mind's eye, you've released your hands from your neighbors, and you can hold them up. And imagine that energy flowing down your arms, out your hands, into the center, forming a bubble of light. That energy can be coming out of your chakras. So in this bubble of light, we're going to put in anywhere on the planet where there is a raging forest fire, including Australia, Borneo, Africa, and California. So let there be light. In the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me, I command. Call the Michael the Archangel to come forth and cut all ties to whatever and whomever started the fires. Cut all ties to all negativity that the elementals have taken on and could not hold the energy. So they must burn it off through the physical fire. As we cut the ties, we call the violet flame through this fire and command the fire elemental to now burn off its anger through the violet flame. We send the energy of the angel light to heal the fire elemental now. We reconnect the fire elemental to the Creator and command it to now allow itself to become calm and neutralized. We command the winds to become calm and still. Now we command the angels to redirect the air pressure to draw rain clouds into those areas. And we're going to call to the water elemental that streams, lakes, ponds, oceans to now release heavy moisture into the air, creating a very high humidity. So rain clouds form. We also ask that there's a drop in barometric pressure that will draw rain into the area and see the rain clouds forming and it raining hard enough to put out the fires, but no lightning. Call the higher selves if all they're trying to calm the fire down, and ask that they're divinely guided what to do and where to put the water so the fires calm down. So we're going to send energy, all the firefighters, to their hearts, and let it flow anywhere to their bodies where they need recharge, regenerating. When they wake up, they're refreshed. They're filled with new ideas on how to tackle the fires and put them out. Call the firemen and women that are doing the water drops to be divinely inspired to make perfect water drops where the water goes out, period. I mean, the fire goes out. And we're going to call through the Aborigines, medicine men and women, the old ancient cultures responsible for holding light, to awaken, start working with the elementals, take control of the fire, put it out, see it neutralized before it hurts and harms anything else. All right, so in your mind's eye, see the barometric pressure drop, see the high humidity from all the water in the area, creating clouds, raining hard enough to put the fires out. And this also includes Brazil. We're going to call the higher selves and the angels to get involved in all those areas. And if it is humans that are starting the fire, to do what needs to be done to stop them. And if that means that it rains in those areas right now, so they cannot start fires, and let it be. So it rains hard enough where everything is damp and it cannot turn to flame. All right, again, see all those fires going out in your mind's eye. Now we're going to take a deep breath now and release it. I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. Now we're going to work with the North and South poles and the glaciers, and this also has to do with climate change. So I have broken down this part into many, many parts. So I want you to send energy into the bubble, and in your mind's eye, imagine this happening. So let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me, I command. Call to Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, to go forth and remove all obstacles in our path to divine creation. I call the Lord Shiva and Michael the Archangel to go forth and destroy all evil in our path, or in the path of our creation. I ask that all old thought forms, ideas, and concepts, and prophecies, past, present, and future, that's holding this energy work from manifesting, be dissolved by the violet flame and replaced with new possibilities. Called the architect of the universes, divine creators and animals, insects, higher selves, oversouls, avatars, masters, guides, and angels, all gods and goddesses of light, our ancestors of light, all the old ancient cultures responsible for holding light on the planet, including the Aborigines, the Kahunas, the medicine men and women, the shaman, air, earth, fire, and water, all earth divas, all cosmic beings, all other life forms and consciousness in earth, in other stars, and planets in other galaxies, seen and unseen, to join us in helping us heal and repair the earth now. We ask for permission to quantum leap the world and all life forms and all planes and dimensions, seen and unseen, connected with planet Earth, into divine enlightenment, to let us go beyond our known potential, into the greatest unknown golden age the universes and worlds and all planets have ever experienced. Let us take the best of all lifetimes, all golden ages, all worlds, galaxies, and create such a divine and enlightened planet that is even beyond the Creator's imagination. Imagine the Creator's laughing with joyful glee on this action we have put into motion with every breath we breathe. Now see it snowballing, quantum leaping forward with every moment. We call to the rock stones, minerals, and all the earth keeper crystals above and below the ground. to now awaken, reconnect themselves back to the divine and start to vibrate to the higher frequency of the divine, raising the energy and vibration of everything that is connected to the earth, to the frequency of the divine creator. Let's anchor this energy to the center of the earth, radiating outward, giving special attention to the Arctic, Antarctic, and all glaciers, putting them back in balance. We ask that all crystals join us and amplify our energy work over 100,000-fold. Let this shift and integration be gentle, loving, and kind for all forms of human and elemental. So now we're going to give our attention to the water elemental. We call to Michael the Archangel and ask that all negativity that the water elemental has taken on be cut from the water, transmuted by the violet flame, and filled with much love as the water elemental reconnects to the creator. Now let's imagine this beautiful divine healing energy coming down from the creator and flowing into all water, whether it is liquid or frozen, in the form of snow and ice on the planet. We call the violet flame through the methane gas in all water, oceans, lakes, rivers, streams, and in our drinking water to transmute that energy, healed with the energy of the angel light. Now we reconnect all the molecules and atoms that create methane gas back to the creator. We command them to be neutral, to simply revert to healthy water, yet allow for the proper amount of methane. The earth needs to remain in the planet, buried under heavy permafrost. And as we send this healing energy through the waters, we see it neutralizing all radiation, poisons, methane gas, chemicals, all toxins, and pharmaceutical drugs. This healing energy is also helping the water circulate, so that's perfect divine temperature. Now I want you now to see in your mind's eye hundreds of thousands of huge bottles of clean, pristine mineral water that are 10 miles high, 10 miles long, and 10 miles wide, that are inches apart from each other, all over the oceans and waters, including the Arctic and Antarctic oceans. Inside these bottles of pristine oxygenated water, let's place all the minerals, plankton, kelp, and whatever else a sea life needs to have to survive. See these bottles becoming sanctuaries for all sea life to go to. Now we command the water elemental to mirror the bottles of water. In your mind's eye, see the ocean clearing up and becoming healthy and vibrant again, with an abundance of flourishing, healthy sea life. Now, especially where they say is the dead zones. See these bottles of water? In those dead zones that are oxygenated, and we're going to command the water molecules to mirror those pristine bottles of water and see them coming back to life. We're now going to bury hundreds of thousands of frozen bottles of pristine water filled with minerals, along with a little sand in the snow on all glaciers and Arctic circles, and command the snow to mirror the frozen water. See the snow becoming very solid, magnetizing more snow to itself, and keep accumulating with the help of the sand, allowing the elementals to go back also to their natural growth cycle and balance with the earth. Now we're also going to place an invisible shield on top of the oceans to reflect any excessive sunlight back into the air and into the violet flame, to transmute any excessive heat energy, allowing that energy to gently cool down and dissipate. This allows the oceans to keep at the proper temperature that is in alignment with the Earth's natural seasons. We ask that the ocean's soul memory of being a master builder is activated and reconnected to the divine, recreating nature's true balance and temperature. Now we're going to call to the mountain elemental and the air, water, and fire elemental that creates the jet stream to hear our request. Call the Archangel Michael to cut all ties and remove all overlays that's keeping you from working in divine harmony, and to help with the planet back in balance. As this energy is removed and you're set free from your dark restraints, call the violet flame to transmute any negative energy you've taken on back to light. We now reconnect you back to the Creator and fill you up with so much light. You remember your true natural state that is in harmony with the divine. For the mountain glaciers, we send this very cold energy starting miles beneath you. The higher up the mountain the energy goes, the colder it gets, allowing the water elemental to stay in true frozen form, being able to magnetize snow to it, turning that snow to ice and growing again. As the wind blows up the mountain in the form of a jet stream laden with water molecules, we ask this jet stream to slow down to its natural speed, that is, in alignment with Earth. The jet stream and water elemental work with the mountain by releasing this moisture to the mountain in the form of snow, which the mountain joyfully takes and creates more ice, and ice grows. As a jet stream travels over the mountain glaciers, it goes right into the stratosphere, right to the Arctic polar vortex, and flowing in a perfect circle around the vortex that is in perfect harmony with the Earth. Because the jet stream released her water back to the mountain, she helps the Arctic cool down to the perfect temperature that is needed, be in perfect harmony with the planet. And anywhere on the planet where there is supposed to be snow, let that mountain magnetize all those clouds laden with rain and water. See it snow over all those mountains. And now we're going to direct our attention to the permafrost. Now, everywhere there's a permafrost, we're going to send a very cold energy that keeps the temperature that stays at or below 32 Fahrenheit. Under the Earth's soil, we see a layer of pure ice that forms under the soil called segregated ice, forming from 2 to 10 feet thick. Now, in your mind's eye, imagine the segregated ice forming, and as the pore ice attracts more water, which freezes, and even attracts even more water, which creates the effect which is called chirosuction. So chirosuction makes the frozen layer grow, and the growing layer expands the soil even more, making permanently frozen ground expand by 50% or more. We send extra energy into the snow and ice so it can reflect more heat away and stay frozen. We now call to the elementals that create permafrost, the water between the rocks, pebbles, loose sand, soil that allows the ice to easily form when combined, creating pore ice and all frozen rocks to work in divine harmony, keeping the permafrost frozen. We call to the older, deeper permafrost that is underneath Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. The subsea permafrost, it's more than 500,000 years old. We want it to link up with all the permafrost on the planet, teaching them how to hold their form. We command that all permafrost mirror the subsea permafrost. Again, see the temperature of the ground consistently staying at or below 0 Celsius. Now let's send energy to the continuous permafrost that exists under almost the entire land mass surface of Siberia, which is in northern Russia. We ask this old ancient permafrost to communicate with all permafrost and help them remember how to hold their form. Again, see the temperature of the ground consistently staying below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now, we're going to put our attention on the old and new sea ice in the Beaufort Gyre and the Fram Straits. We call to air, earth, and fire elemental to support the water elemental to work together in harmony, to support the format of old ice that provides a basis of ice that creates everything it needs to support all life forms on the poles. So it may fulfill its mission of keeping the planet cool, allowing the water to warm up at the equator, yet cool in the Arctic, keeping the planet and all life forms in balance. We send you many blessings and grace for working with us, keeping the climate in balance. Let us put the energy blocks up in the water and air to hold the old icebergs from flowing through the Fram Strait into the ocean, keeping the old ice in Arctic waters so they now grow and mature. Anchor the violet flame to transmute the CO2 gases around the old and new ice. And imagine that violet flame now going throughout the whole world and transmuting the excessive CO2 that's in the air. Now we're going to send a very cold Arctic energy that is minus 25 Celsius through the old ice to help it retain its form. We call to the old ice, asking that your memory of old ancient ice is activated. So you remember your mission, hold your form, allowing yourself to magnetize to you what you need to grow, allowing the old ice to join together so it may heal itself and grow stronger, keeping solid frozen form. We ask the old ice now to communicate with the new ice in Beaufort Gyre, feeding it with the information it needs to become old ice and hold its form. We command the young ice to mirror the old ice. And we're also going to send energy into the water that will slow the ice from drifting out of the Arctic, keeping it in the Beaufort Gyre, allowing the young ice to mature, turning into old thick ice. See the young ice staying and drifting in the Arctic for 5 to 10 years, growing and maturing. Send an Arctic energy through the new ice that is minus 25 degrees Celsius, so it may hold its form and grow thicker. All right, let's put our attention on the glaciers. Now I want you to imagine in your mind's eye the Thwaites, Pine Island, Corkane, Smith, Pope, Kohler glaciers. Now, these have some of the largest ice streams in West Antarctica, which are composed of large masses of landlocked ice that hold back even larger masses of ice, keeping them from sliding into the sea. Now, we're going to send a very cold Arctic air that's minus 25 Celsius into the glaciers to help them keep their form and grow. See the drainage pattern shifts from flowing streams back to swamp-like waterways under the Thwaites and all glaciers. And this is going to slow the accelerating water rush toward the sea. See the swamp-like waterways filling up with more dirt and minerals it needs to grow again, slowing the glacier water from flowing into the ocean, thus weakening the glacier. See this forming in the cavity also under the Thwaites Glacier in West Antarctica that was 6 miles long and 1,000 feet deep. Now in your mind, see this cavity refilling up with ice and snow and getting smaller. See it filling up with more ice and snow and shrinking. See it fill up with more ice and snow until it's very solid and really solid and reconnected to the landmass. Now we're going to send a cold energy into the grounding line of the glaciers that stops it from shrinking and that will help accelerate the growth of the glaciers. Now the grounding line is buried under 1,000 or more meters of ice, and this minus 25 degrees Celsius energy goes through that ice to the grounding line so it becomes once again frozen ice. All right, now we're going to put our attention on the Brunt ice shelf, and that borders the Antarctic coast of Coates Land between Dawson, Lambton Glacier, and Stancomb Wills Glacier Tongue. Now, this is a combination of 4 glacial tongues cemented together by an icy mix known as melange. Send a cold Arctic energy through this melange so it becomes very solid, keeping the Brunt ice shelf from breaking off from land to become an iceberg. Send a very cold energy into the waters below the glaciers. See all the glaciers stabilizing, slowing down, starting far inland, going toward the ice shelf where the glacier meets the sea. See the ice shelves thickening, holding their form and growing. In your mind's eye, see the glaciers stabilize and growing. Now, real quick, we're going to put our attention on the HARP, which are military installations that mess with our weather. And we're going to direct a very high energy at the HARP and any supercomputers that are heating up the ocean and interfering with the high and low pressure flows over the Arctics. Focus on all these computers and imagine all the ones and zeros flipping, resulting in their total breakdown. As they break down, Mother Earth is allowed to go back into their proper balance. If there is anything from the HARP, any supercomputer, any weaponized weapon that is a directed weapon that's being directed at any of the fires to make them more out of control. We're going to put up a mirror in front of all that so that energy goes right back into that equipment, and all that equipment implodes, and Mother Nature goes back to nature. All right, so let's just fill that up with light and love and take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. Are we going to create another bubble of light? And in this bubble of light, we're going to put the Nazi Stephen Miller, who is Trump's chief strategist. All right, let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command. Call to Trump's chief strategist, Stephen Miller's higher self, to help him step forward in the light. If he chooses not to, which is free will, we ask his higher self to put him in a position of harmlessness. We surround him in a bubble of mirror that contains this energy with the violet flame added. Transmute all his out of balance thoughts and plans back to light. This bubble of mirror stays up 24/7, 365 days a year until he works for light. We call Michael the Archangel to cut all ties Miller has with Trump, Pence, Bannon, Paul Ryan, Kellyanne Conway, Eric Prince and his neo-Blackwater mercenary militia, Breitbart News, all Christian white supremacists, evangelicals, and Nazis, and Russia. As ties between these beings, groups are cut, see all their agendas falling apart. Now cut all ties Miller has to Hitler in trying to manifest the Fourth Reich by force of will or by satanic magic. We remove all protective magic surrounding Miller. We remove all veils of invisibility that surrounds him so people see him clearly as a Nazi. See all Miller's plans, magic falling apart and him being removed from his position in the White House. We cut all ties Miller has to Albert Pike and manifesting World War III by creating chaos through the Muslim world. See all satanic magic trying to move his dark agenda forward, filling up with so much light. The plans fall apart. See all the federal judges standing up and make clear they will not uphold any illegal immigration law. We're going to send energy to the ACLU for stepping up and defending the civil rights of Muslims and all immigrants. See the spiritual warriors coming out for justice in a nonviolent way with success. Imagine all Nazi swastika symbols reversing so the energy now brings in peace and prosperity back to the earth and humanity every time anyone looks at a Nazi swastika. See the energy being reversed into its correct positive direction. We cut the ties to anyone whose intent is to misuse any sacred symbols. We call the violet flame through the symbols, clean them up, and we reconnect those symbols to the divine. See these energies being reversed to their positive, correct direction now. As Miller tries to misuse the swastika by bringing in chaos, see it reverse, bringing in peace and prosperity to everyone. See all his plans of shock events falling apart and backfiring on him. The swastika symbol was used to set humanity's collective solar plexus backwards. We now reverse direction and see humanity moving forward in light and love. See Christian evangelicals waking up. Let them express divine compassion for all. We're also going to negate all their dark magic directed toward anyone anti-Trump. And as all these veils are removed from the masses, see a great awakening of consciousness with everyone given lots of divine guidance on how to move forward with the planet in light. Let's remove all energy veils of magic that Miller has put over Trump. And as these veils are removed, let Trump understand that Miller is not a friend. And let's also cut all ties to oaths and vows that Miller and Trump have spoken that binds them together. The Nazi Party in Russia called Ganesha to put up lots of obstacles to Trump and Miller so they can no longer communicate. Let there be total transparency in all their dealings and plans. See all Miller's plans falling apart on every level. Everything he has done, let it be brought up to the surface in a way. He is removed from office, and he does jail time for his high crimes and misdemeanors and his crimes against humanity and children. There's 70,000 children, immigrant children, in cages and concentration camps because of Stephen Miller. And if it's for his highest good, that his karma comes back to him now, over 100,000 fold for his actions, then I step aside as it's returned. All right, fill that up with energy. All right, take a deep breath and release it. All right, we're going to create another bubble of light. And yes, we're going to put Donald Trump and his whole family in this bubble. So let there be light. In the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command. Called all the crystals in Washington, D.C. area to amplify light and transparency everywhere in the capital. We ask the Creator to remove all energy overlays that's keeping the public from seeing all the unnecessary expenses that the Trump family is creating, that the public is paying for. See the mass general public demanding Trump either stop going on as many vacation trips to any of his golf courses or pay for the trips himself, no longer using taxpayer funds, or his golf trips or his Nazi rallies. See Trump having to pay all this money back to the taxpayers. And all those cities Trump has stiffed with his Nazi rallies, whoever the decision makers are, let them become awakened beings and put liens on all of Trump's properties until he pays. We ask that all veils and overlays that are protecting any of the Trump's kids, wives, or ex-wives be brought to the public's eye and receiving real justice are removed now. Let all their plans be brought to the surface in a way that Congress, Senate, and the New York Southern District Courts and federal judges take action and strip them of all their power they've been given by Trump, be replaced with someone with international experience. Remove all protection magic that's protecting them from jail time for all their illegal practices of making money from the president's office. See all the appropriate state and federal prosecuting attorneys pursuing the Trump family for all their past and present money laundering schemes. Let them be given prison time for all their treasonous actions and for what Trump did today with the ambassador doing a tweet that was threatening. Let him have another article of impeachment be added. What he is doing, what he has done. We ask Trump's higher self to release his hatred of anyone that's not white, going backwards and forwards through hundreds of thousands of his former lives. Let's remove his father's overlay over Trump that is racist. And as it's removed, we ask his higher self to help him reconnect to the Creator, to become an awakened spiritual being. See all of Trump's mob ties being severed and transmuted by the violet fire. So Trump can no longer pull from that crime syndicate energy, whether it's Russian, Saudi, or American. Let all Trump's mob secrets be brought up to the surface and revealed to all, allowing real justice to step in. Remove all magical overlays of protection around Trump so there is complete transparency on how he sexually abuses children and women. Let's send energy to all those women Trump has sexually abused in the past and present, along with the energy they need to come forward to speak truth and be protected from Trump and his followers. All the higher selves of everyone in the United States to realize that Donald Trump and family are a national security threat. We ask that every American needs to demand that their representatives, judicial and elected, stand up and insist that the Trump administration be impeached and removed from office because of their high crimes and misdemeanors. And this means all of Trump's cabinet, including Pence. Let there be a world tribunal to judge Trump's betrayal of the Kurds and any ethnic cleansing that results from Trump's actions. Ask Michael the Archangel to remove all overlays along with cutting all ties and binds that Bill Barr has to Trump and he has to the New World Order and the Catholic Church and the Trump mob. Let there be total transparency with all he does. See Barr losing his law license, impeached and removed from office. And cut all ties and binds that Trump has to the KKK, Nazis, all white nationalism, and the Nazi racists, Stephen Miller, Bannon, and any other Nazi racist that's in the Congress, the Senate, anywhere around Trump. Call the violet flame through all his energy to transmute all hate. See all Stephen Miller, Trump's immigration plans falling apart, as well as Miller being removed from his office in the White House. If Trump has Hitler's genes, bloodline, we now cut those ties to Hitler, the past, and violet flame, all that energy replaced with light. We ask Trump's higher self to now let him reconnect to the Creator so he becomes an awakened spiritual being who now knows better than to hurt or harm. And if Trump refuses, which is his free will, we ask his higher self to put him in a position of harmlessness now. And if that means impeached and removed, yes. Let us tie and bind the goddess and god of war and chaos and all chaos magic attached to Trump. See the chaos magic neutralized to nothing, having no power. See all Trump's evil programs being reversed and repealed. See Trump's barren tax be repealed and replaced with a tax rate from 2017. See the courts making Donald Trump show all his tax returns. Let's call Ganesha the remover of obstacles to remove all blocks that's keeping Trump's tax from being released. Let the whistleblowers come out and let this knowledge get out there. Let's send energy of the Democrats in power to be divinely inspired on how to impeach and remove Trump, Pence, and all their cabinet from offices in ways no one will be hurt or harmed. See divine accountability manifesting in Trump and Pence and all his cabinet and his children and wives and all their people's lives. See all satanic magic that's keeping the Trumps in power be neutralized. Let people speak their voices wherever they see a Trump out in public. See people boycotting all of Trump's properties in protests of his putting children in cages, his immigration family separation policies, being a Russian Putin collaborator, a Nazi, and trying to destroy the USA from within. See all overlays of Nazi and evangelical magic removed from Trump and his family. It's time that Trump, Pence be impeached and all their family and the family members be removed from office, replaced, with a human light worker, and see all of Trump's plans falling apart now. All right, I'm going to fill that up with light. I'm going to take a deep breath and release it. Whew, we give thanks for this opportunity to serve. Well, I don't know for all of you that can see me. It's getting hot. I'm really sweating. Here we go. Okay, well, let's do one more bubble of light. Okay, take a deep breath, feel that energy flow into the center. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put all the light workers on the planet. All those people are standing up against Putin and Trump and Nazis. All those people are standing up for the world, the earth, children in cages. All those people that are going to the streets in protest of all of Trump's policies. The Democrats and even the Republicans that are standing up for the Constitution and actually seeing clearly that Trump needs to be removed. all light workers, see them in this bubble. And this means you guys. And I'm going to call the Ganesha, remover of obstacles, come forth, remove all obstacles in everyone's way that's keeping everyone from being successful, moving forward in all their missions and their divine purposes. See them fill up with so much light. They're now magnetizing all kinds of abundance, so much abundance. They have enough to fulfill their divine missions. Be successful in their home lives and have enough to share, pay off all their bills. See the light workers filling up with so much energy now. They're magnetizing other people to work with, their divine mates. See them coming together, their twin flames. Excuse me. And see all the light workers being filled with new possibilities and divine inspiration. And we're going to call to their higher selves and ask their higher selves now to activate their divine blueprint for perfect health. It starts manifesting in everyone's lives now. So allow all that energy to integrate in a very gentle, kind, loving way with your cells, atoms, molecules, all your internal organs going all the way down into your DNA. And with every breath, see everybody now really integrate this energy, fill this bubble up with light and love, and we're going to take a deep breath and release it. Thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, so let's close the circle. We're going to do 3 ohms. And come on, you can ohm with me. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all the worlds and may all the beings in all the worlds be happy. So be it. Sairam. All right, everybody, put your feet flat on the floor and feel that earth energy come up your feet. Feel yourself starting to ground. Pull your energies back in body. Feel yourself become very, very centered. If you have that stone hematite or even lodestone, go grab it, hold it till you're not lightheaded. If you can, take a bath or a shower, that'll help you calm down. Eat something that can help you ground a little bit. If it's not too cold, maybe go out and get dressed really warm and put your hands on a tree for 30 seconds and send all your excess energy into the tree. And then ask the tree to send you energy back, and boom, you will immediately ground. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight and helping me do this energy work for the planet, for the earth, for the United States. Pay attention what happens this week. Oof. And for all, if you want something to do in the meantime, chant. May divine enlightenment descend on everyone now. May divine enlightenment awaken within everyone now. And one little cool thing I forgot to tell you, Stephen Miller, who is Trump's henchman that's created all these kids in cages, immigrants. Well, finally, we didn't know he was a Nazi, right? Well, somebody leaked that he sent over 900 texts and emails and to Breitbart News and Nazi publications admitting that he's a white nationalist, and now they really want him out. Yes, so that's why we did the energy work just for Stevie tonight, to keep that energy going. So I hope you have a nice weekend, and remember, Mercury is in retrograde till the 20th. Give it 3 more days, so make that the 23rd, and your life should start moving forward again. So I hope you connect with you next week. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show on UPRN Radio. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And aloha.